Your car breaks down on a Tuesday morning. Nothing dramatic, just a flat tire, a strange noise, or an engine that refuses to start. In that moment, you don't actually think about the car. You think about the money. How much is this going to cost, and can you cover it? Without cash on hand, your mind immediately jumps to credit cards or loans. That split-second calculation is what life without an emergency fund feels like. Every unexpected expense forces you closer to debt. This fund is a financial wall. It acts as a barrier between you and the unexpected, stopping a bad day from becoming a bad month, or a bad month from turning into years of interest payments. To build this barrier today, you only need 4 things: your mobile phone, a small amount of seed cash, a regular payday schedule, and a pen and paper. By the time we finish setting this up, you will have a system in place to absorb the cost of common emergencies like car repairs without relying on debt. Step 1 is setting your strict, immediate target at exactly $500. Ignore massive goals like 3 months of expenses for now. This chart shows how smaller emergencies actually behave. $500 is the mathematical sweet spot. It is small enough to reach quickly, but large enough to cover the most frequent disruptions, like a medical copay or a broken appliance that usually push people into debt. Step 2 requires structural separation. Open a completely separate account solely for this emergency money. It cannot live in the same place you spend from. Ideally, you set this up at a different bank. You want the money to be slightly inconvenient to access. When you have to wait for a transfer to clear, you add physical friction. This distance prevents you from spending your safety net on non-emergencies. A $500 target stored in a hard-to-reach location protects you far better than a massive goal stored in your daily checking account. Step 3 is starting with whatever money you have available right now, not when you get a raise or pay off a specific bill. Move $20, move $50. The amount does not matter as much as the habit. Every time you save, you reinforce the practice of preparing. Step 4 locks that habit into place. Automate a fixed contribution to transfer into this account on every single payday. Set a fixed amount to move the moment your paycheck arrives. You bypass the temptation to spend money you never see. Automation removes the manual decision. Taking it out of your hands removes the primary point of failure. The first transfer starts the habit. Automation makes that habit permanent, growing the fund every payday without requiring fresh willpower. Step 5 requires your pen and paper. You need to write down the exact parameters of what counts as a valid emergency withdrawal. A car repair is an emergency. A medical bill is an emergency. A store sale or a sudden chance to buy concert tickets is not. Writing this list creates a binding contract. When you feel tempted to dip into the fund, check your own rules. Clarity in calm moments protects you when you are tempted by an impulse buy. Step 6 is the unyielding rule. Trigger the rebuild loop immediately after every withdrawal. The moment you use your emergency fund for an actual emergency, restart your contributions the very next payday. Treat the replenishment of this fund as your highest financial priority until the account is back to $500. A defense system fails if its rules are ignored or if its walls are left broken after the first impact. You now have the 4 components of your shield: the isolated account, the seat deposit, the payday automation, and the written contract. Your car will break down again. A pipe will burst. Something will go wrong. These events are part of life. But the next time it happens, there is no panic. There is no chaotic mental math trying to figure out which credit card has enough room. The emergency fund cannot stop the tire from blowing out. It neutralizes the secondary financial damage of the repair, keeping the crisis strictly mechanical. True financial security comes from having your $500 wall fully constructed and ready before the next disaster strikes. Follow Cash Control 360 for clear, practical money strategies every week. This content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice.